What's going on, guys? Now that we have the paint on the boat, it is time to give it some protection. So in this episode, we're gonna get the rub rail on and keep going with the rigging. Stay tuned. All right, see what we got in here. Rub rail box showed up the other day. Happy to get this thing on and protect that. This is the model number and such. I'll put a link for it down below. There she is. Big old fat honking dock basher. Have one of these on a boat. Actually, I didn't have one. My friend that I helped him rebuild his boat, he put one of these on his Aqua Sport, and it's great. It nice and heavy, takes impacts well, doesn't scuff up. Got a really nice white one on that boat, one of the taco ones with the stainless inserts. Really do like it, but man, does it get scuffed. And it was like $800 now. And I'll send the link for this. Super affordable. So that's what we're going with. I laugh at this, but when you restore boats, you get a little collection of stuff. So this is my rub rail and boat hose bin. And it's all my scrap pieces of rub rails I've used over the years on different boats, inserts and all kinds of junk in there, which was nice because I was able to cut little pieces off of each one of these and find the right profile, and that one I picked out just happens to fit perfectly. Let me show you. So these were my 3 finalists, and comparing the profile, and it was nice to have these, but this is the one that's on the other Aqua Sport out there, the taco with the stainless insert. Nice rail, but you can see it does stick out just a little bit. Plus, as I mentioned, it's 3 times the cost. So that was a consideration. Second place. This is one I used on another boat, but it's just way too long, up and down, and it sticks out a little too far. And this is the one I went with. You see, it literally just fits pretty much perfect on here. Wraps underneath there just like I need it to. Lots of cushion on there. It's going to protect this paint really well from docks and pilings and things. So here we go. Oh, look, it fits so well it doesn't even want to fall off. Back in the scrap rub rail bin for next time. Let's get to it. There's one beautiful thing about that Florida sunshine in August. You can lay this rub rail out there and stretch it out, and it will take every little bend and twist and kink out of it. So now that we have it straight, go ahead and pull it in. Start getting it in place. All right, drug this big old fat rub rail in here, and one main thing you want to do is make sure that you put it the right direction. One side sticks out farther than the other, and that side that goes on the bottom. And of course, I have it backwards, so I gotta spin this whole thing around. It's like wrangling a python. All right, tools gathered up to put this rub rail on. Simple enough. Got a handful of 12-inch bar clamps. A couple boxes of stainless screws. Going with this 1-inch flathead stainless machined metal screws. That's it. Drill. Real easy. Don't need any silicone or sealant or anything on this one in particular because there's no core inside of here. It's just about a 1/4 inch of the lip and then about a 1/4 inch there, give or take. All right, now that we have it the right direction, get it stuck up here. I am not going to worry about this bend getting around the back yet. I'm going to put the heat gun on it later, bend it around, put those last few screws in last. I also have some end caps I'm ordering for it, so deal with all that separate. For now, Just gonna get a couple clamps on this thing and kind of hold it up so that we can start working with it. And as long as you leave yourself a little slack, you'll be okay there. Also like to make sure the clamps are pointed in so you're not catching them as you go by. You can see the only ones that I'm really worried about are the first couple. Really, once you get down there, it's just to kind of hold it up off the ground. But this rubber rail fits so well on here, you can kind of push it into place and sink the first few screws in. So we'll do it that way. Forgot to mention on the tool list, you want to drill as well, because you do want to pre-drill these, or else you're going to be breaking screw heads and just making it hard for yourself. So anyways, nobody says you have to start right at the end. Start right where that clamp is, or it wants to sit nice and flat where it needs to be. Yes, stainless steel screws are not magnetic, but if you get a bit that's in good enough shape, they'll sit on the end just long enough for you to do that. Okay, do this for the next hour. All right, give you a little idea what we're doing here. You want to just push that right up on the bottom there. Really just keep it straight. Use that rail as a guide. I mean, you've got this nice fat end of this thing sticking out, and tuck it up under there until it hooks, push it flat, drill it and screw it. That's about it. Oh, 1/8 inch drill bit. I don't think I mentioned that, but with these number 10 screws, 1/8 inch is a good size. Next tip, when you're sinking these screws in, they're just far enough that it's tight. You don't want to over tighten these because A, you just may strip out the fiberglass, and B, if you push these in too far and the fiberglass holds, it's gonna push that rail in. And when you look down it, you're gonna see a bunch of little waves. That is a very important consideration there. It's how much pressure you're putting on each one of these. Let's see, trying to think if I missed any tips. Use the guide, pre-drill, don't over tighten, use clamps to hold it up. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and drill too many of them on camera because it's literally the same thing 100 times. So we'll time lapse it, turn the radio back on, point the fan at me because the mosquitoes are coming out. We'll see you on the other side. 2 more quick tips. One, you may need a pair of needle nose pliers because the bit will like to stick. And 2, when you're drilling, you want to kind of pull the rubber rail out, blow a little of the dust out, and then make sure you have flip-flops on so all that fiberglass dust falls right on your flip-flops and you walk around the shop the rest of the night, and then your feet itch like hell for like a week. Make sure and do that one. All right, made it to the end. we gotta get around this corner. And easiest way to do that is bust out the heat gun. Unplug that fan so I can hear a little better. But basically, put some heat on this thing and it will loosen up a lot quicker than you would think. You don't want to obviously touch the metal to the rubber, but you can get this thing pretty hot and it is not going to hurt it. Watch your hands because it will heat your hand up too. Once you get it warmed up pretty well, you should be able to pull it around. Get it lined up. There we go. All right, hopefully the sound of the CNC is not drowning this out, but I'm getting this rubber rail insert in, and I mean, there's a couple ways to do it. Sledgehammer is one, press it in by hand, that's another, just kind of roll it up in there. Some people spray it with some oil, WD-40, some bubbly soapy water. Heat gun is usually effective. I found just kind of a combination of working my way down, and if it gets stuck, and just kind of lift it up, push it in my fingers, kind of roll it up. And yeah, this part sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Takes a good couple hours if it's cooperating. If it's not cooperating, it's even worse. If it's super cold out and this thing's hard as a rock, it's even worse. So yeah, really the only thing is just press it in. There's no science behind it. There's nothing glorious. It's just getting it done. You may notice too, end caps. I do not have the end caps yet. So I'm just leaving these, a couple inches long. I'll leave the insert hanging out of it, and I will get that trimmed to fit once the end caps arrive in the mail, because I cannot find them locally in the store anywhere. And I don't think it picked up on that last video, but this is what's making all the noise over here. Carving out the hull ID numbers out of some aluminum. All right, nice brand new shiny transom's about to get a couple holes in it. Got the hull ID plates that I carved out of the CNC yesterday, polished them up a little bit, and pre-marked the holes. Going to screw these in. Do not want to go all the way through, obviously, because this top part's only about an inch and a quarter thick. Just going through the outer layer of fiberglass. Not too worried about spider cracking or anything on that, because the plate's going to cover up 90% of it. The plate's going to cover up all of it, actually. So yeah, holes look good. Dab a little 5200 on this and screw them in. Do not have much adhesive on this at all. Does not take a lot. Just want to make sure this thing doesn't come off and the holes are sealed. Anytime you're drilling a hole in anything, whether it's Coosa or not, I don't want to deal with it leaking. Really trying not to get 5200 on everything. Anybody that's used this knows that it will literally go everywhere when you touch it. Yeah, I even went a little extra and countersunk the holes. Figured why not? Dab acetone on a paper towel. Get that excess right off. There we go. Shiny. I like it. All right, since we're on this side of the boat, gonna go ahead and stick these louver vents back in. Kind of a, I guess, a controversial thing with these boats, but it's definitely one of those things that some people are gonna go, why did you put those things back in? And to be honest, it's just part of the nostalgia of this boat. It throws back to the original, it's the original look. They're completely non-functional now. I like them. Drill a couple rivets in there. Go ahead and do the other side too while I got this out. Not using any crazy 5200 or anything hard. Just put a little silicone on them just to keep a little water off of the, keep a little separation between the water and the paint. Okay, that's that. I'll grab the drill and drill a couple little 1/8" rivet holes. Hopefully, these are long enough. About to find out, aren't we? Barely sticking out on the end. Clamp it down, see what it does. Yeah, it'll hold. Let's say the silicone's going to kind of glue it on, so I'm not too worried about there being any pressure or anything pulling on those. Yeah, with 11 more holes to drill real quick. Here we go. All right, well, if we're going to drill a bunch of holes in the boat, let's go ahead and drill some holes in the boat. Do the drain plug next. This hole was already drilled out. It's a 1-inch hole. I drilled it earlier so I can wash the boat, but I did need to just put the spade bit in there just to clean it out enough. And this will take either number 10 or number 8 screws. I'll go ahead and go with the number 10s because I got them. So pre-drill all of these. Obviously, you don't want to be going into that much fiberglass without pre-drilling them, because you will snap them. Ask me how I know. This is also one that you do want to use 5200. So don't be afraid of it here. Come a little closer here. When you're pre-drilling these, see, you just want to make sure it's kind of straight so it doesn't look goofy. But I don't like to put the one screw hole at the bottom. I just feel like it's just too close, so I kind of turn it. So this is just a little higher up, and I do it that way. Really, I don't think it matters. It's just aesthetics more than anything. So the micrometer on it, make sure it looks nice. And again, don't be afraid to get some sealing in there. It's going to be goopy. But last tone, we'll wipe it right up. Make sure to get some on your screws as well. Yeah, goopy everywhere. Drop the screw into the dust. I have this brass, this pretty standard brass, drain fitting. I've used a stainless one on the other boat. Looked a little more pretty, but the damn drain plug was like some weird metric thread, and it was a complete pain in the ass to get a spare without buying a whole new assembly. So I went with the standard one because I do not like not be able to have a spare drain plug. And these little, the standard size, you can buy them by the bucketful for like $1 a piece. So I always keep 2 or 3 extras on the boat because you never know. Also, if you're a little anal about your screw heads, getting them extra tight and whatever, do it with a screwdriver and not with drill, because once those start clicking, the stainless screws are pretty tough, but they're brittle and they will snap, like I said. And I have snapped one off in another boat before. It sucks. And like I said, it's 5200. Mass tone. Wipe it right off. Go ahead and goop it on there as heavy as you want. Worst case, you're just wasting a little. Onto the stern eyes here. I have these that I picked up online. Nice 3/16. Some nice thick backing plates on them. Not bad. I like these. But before I go drilling a 3/8 inch hole through the transom, I'm going to make sure they are where I want. So first thing I did was just kind of eyeballed it, right about there. I do have a crap ton of extra glass on the inside of this. Through bolting this, I think there's like 9 layers of glass on the inside. Then it was just a matter of taking the roofing square, figured 5 inches down to start. Measured this across right here. It's roughly 9 inches. So I went across 4.5, so it's centered. And then there's a debate. You'll see different ones, whether you put them on straight, slightly out. Some people, if you see them in, like curved in like this, that's generally for when boats are stored on davits. They're hung up with the cables or the chains or whatever kind of going that way up and down, so it just kind of pulls it towards the stress point, I guess. I kind of prefer just to have them even with the outside of the hull. So these are roughly 2 inches spread. I did 4.5 there, down 2 inches, did 4.5 there. And then go ahead and set these on here and set them on my marks. Just kind of pencil out around it. Not much, it's faint, but it's good enough. And again, this is a pretty decent sized hole. And honestly, if this thing is off by a 16th of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch, you're never going to see it. So don't stress too much over it. Drill some holes in your boat and enjoy the fun of trashing a brand new transom. Keep it straight, perpendicular. Got my fan. I have my shoes on today, but still doesn't mean I want fiberglass dust raining down on them. Nice. Clean on the inside. Before you go all the way, just go ahead and make sure that's the spot. That hole's easy to fix. That one's not as much. All right, couple considerations as well. One, like I said, you want to go perpendicular, not, straight in, because if you go straight, with the ground, that's not gonna sit flat. So you got to go perpendicular with the transom. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of illustrate this. So that'll sit flush. Also on the inside, make sure you've got room to through bolt these and you're not drilling through somewhere where you won't be able to get to it on the inside. I double checked that before I started drilling, but I did mention it. These are above the water line, obviously, so I'm not going to go crazy with the 5200. I'm just going to use the 3M silicone to seal up these holes. Get that fan down so it's not blowing right on the microphone here. So these also have these adjustable ends here that you can twist these out. If it's not perfect, whatever, you can get those flush, flat, make it look a little nicer. But actually went on pretty well. So silicone the inside and start threading the bolts. Easy peasy. All right, anybody else cry a little bit when that happened? Boom. One more on the other side. I'll hook them up. right, did some thinking on this where these two hoses are going to connect, the drain from this hatch gutter and the bilge to go out the one through hole. And I realized it's not going to work because nothing's going to stop that water from flowing down the hatch drain and then just backfilling towards the bilge pump and doing completely the opposite of what it wants. So we're going to change it up just a bit. All right, looking down on the bilge here. So this is bilge pump hose 1, bilge pump hose 2. Basically it would be the same as the hatch drain hoses. And if I were to try and connect them all to go out of that, plus this hatch drain, you're literally going to have connectors, go to connectors, go to another connector, and it's just a lot of connectors. So, cut back on that. I'm just going to put 2 more through holes in. So yeah, I've already got one there. I'll just throw a second one in right below it. Look just fine. And then same thing on the other side. So these will drain straight out the side. Bilge will come out, and I'll have a lot fewer connectors inside the bilge. All right, I screwed up. So remember how many times I've told you guys, get a piece of cardboard and check your hole saw holes? I'm like, oh, I picked up this bit. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the one I used last time. See, it fits perfect. And then I realized, no, it doesn't. It's too stinking small. So I drilled a hole that's too small for this through hole fitting. So to fix that, use an old trick I found. First, I have the right hole saw bit on here now. Took this bit and cut out a piece of a 2x4. So I got a plug. I'll go ahead and feed that onto the end of this here. Now I've got something that I can feed in there and basically hold the right size bit in place so it doesn't wander all over the place. All right, crisis averted. Remember, kids, measure once, cuss twice. Was having so much fun with the through hull, I almost forgot to mention that the end caps showed up. So these, nice simple end caps, got them through bolted. Hi, Remy. Hey, what you doing? Anyways, yeah, through bolted through so they don't come out. It's a nice big fat 1/4 inch bolt on that. All right, nice clean straight shot drain there, so that shouldn't have any issues. Last thing we're going to go ahead and do today is get these ball valves installed on those 2 fittings. Easy enough, they just twist on. Just going to go ahead and use some Permatex thread sealant. It's good enough for gas lines, it's good enough for a little water. So, just going to put some on the seal there and twist these on. I don't think I'm going to be able to really film that, but honestly, it's going to look like this. And it's going to twist. So, trust me, I'm twisting these on. Alright, they're on. They threaded all the way down till they bottomed out, which is good. Check that the handle still operates smoothly and I can access it. So, easy access if anything ever happens. Boom, off, done. That's what you want. All right, there we go. Live well drains hooked up. Put a T there for that. Hatch drain. And we screwed the live well pump down underneath there. Kind of hard to see, but I can access it all. I can reach the valves. Everything's good there. So with that, I think we're good to wrap this one up. It's been a productive week here in the shop. We got the rub rail on. We got some of the hoses run for the drainage. Getting a lot of stuff hooked up, getting the finishing touches on here, but not done yet. So thanks again, as always, to those who have subscribed and have been here since the beginning. I always appreciate you there. The new folks here, welcome. Please consider subscribing if you like what we're doing here. We're taking this boat all the way to the end. So if you want to see more stuff like this, give me a click and keep going. Next episode, we got some hatch lifters. We're going to go ahead and get those installed because nobody likes to get their fingers smashed off. So stick it around. We'll get those put on. And then we're going to get this console painted and start rigging the electronics. So getting close. All right, y'all. Stay tuned. Talk soon. Bye.